back, YouTube, to another episode of Fat Guy Builds. Today, we're doing a catch can on my 2017 Ford Mustang GT. The kit uses a small catch can, and these two fittings are actually metal. In the other kits, they come plastic, so that's good that they come metal on this one. You get your two clamps. You get your mounting bracket. And you get your two hoses. Let's start off by removing the top engine cover. You just pull up all the way around and then slide it out. Now that the cover's off, we're going to focus on getting this hose off. There's a little gray clip here. You're going to pull up and push out and then wiggle it, and it should come right off. And you're going to do the same thing on the other end. So another look up close. You're going to pull up and then pull this way and see how it unlatches. Go along the front with a flathead screwdriver. Twist to open these. And then grab a panel popper. And you're going to get it underneath and pop it straight out. Now that you have all the clips out, remove this piece and set it to the side. The new bracket is going to replace the old bracket, so remove these two 10mm bolts. Then we're going to swap over the rubber grommet into this hole on the new plate. After transferring the rubber grommet, put it back in place of the old one. I lied about putting this bracket on first. First, get the catch can mounted on the bracket. The screw hole in between the two feeds is going to be the one that is right here facing the engine. Press the short hose onto the valve cover side. I couldn't get it to where I could push the green part in when I was putting it in. You know how it faces like that. You have to, because the green part was hitting this plastic, so you have to rotate it like that. When you push it down all the way, because it won't be hitting the valve cover anymore, then you can click it and then rotate it back. And do the same thing on the other hose. The long one goes in the middle. And now we're going to attach the catch can. Let me explain how this even works. So, the valve cover and the intake. So what happens is, vacuum from the intake normally just sucks out crankcase pressure from that valve cover. Now what we're doing is, we're sucking it through a can. On the can there's an in and an out. So you're going to go from the valve cover into the catch can. So the valve cover is the in, and then out to the intake. So that's the direction. It goes in and then back out. I'm pre-starting the hose clamps, one on each, with the valve cover one on the right and the intake manifold one on the left. Leave the screws on top loose enough to where you can wiggle the can. Then tighten these first. That way you can move the can a little bit left and right to clear the hoses for all the clearance between here and the radiator hose and everything, so that way it'll fit good. It looks like to empty this, you're going to need to pull this top cover each time in order to unscrew the bottom and then pull it out this hole to dump it, unless you thread in a petcock kit. On the bottom there's a plug, and then you can feed in a hose, and then the hose can take your twist valve anywhere under the car that you run the hose, obviously, and then you can just drain it from under the car when you do the oil change. So I'll eventually do that, and I'll have an updated video, but for now I'm going to leave it like this. I have it facing straight up, and I tucked the leftover right here under the plate so that piece isn't just flopping around. So I angled the left side a little bit so that the leftover ends right next to this windshield washer coolant deal. That way, you know, I don't accidentally cut my forearm or something when I'm working on the car with this thing sticking straight up or whatever. Now put this front cover back on. The plate has a hole, so you can use a factory clip right there. To lock the clips back in, you push in the bottom first, and then you just push down the tops till it clicks. I'll do this all the way around. Boom. Now we're going to put the cover back on the engine. That's all there is to it. It's all back together. They make the hoses in black, which is what I have, blue, and red. I'd like to thank everybody for coming and checking out my video. I'd like to thank Mishimoto for making great products. Everything's pretty much always solid with them. And hit like, subscribe, all that stuff. Check out all my old videos. And till next time, wrench on.